Former President Donald Trump is threatening to abandon the United States NATO allies. That happened during a campaign rally in South Carolina Saturday. The Republican frontrunner said he would not offer protection for countries that he claims are, quote, delinquent in their payments.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now. Caitlin, Trump makes it sound like this is some kind of membership fee that countries choose not to send their payments. Set the record straight for us. What is he talking about? How does it actually work? And what kind of reactions are we hearing and seeing to these comments from the global community?
Hey, Lilia, good to be with you. Well, the reactions are coming in from European allies as well as lawmakers here at home. And what's really significant here is that we heard from the NATO Secretary General, who responded to these comments, saying that this kind of thing undermines security and also puts American and European soldiers at risk. Other allies have weighed in as well. But on Capitol Hill, you've heard from some Republicans like Marco Rubio who have downplayed the former president's comments here, saying that, look, he uses this kind of rhetoric, but as president, he did not withdraw from NATO. Now, where this is having a real play is here in South Carolina, where we are covering Nikki Haley versus Donald Trump. And Nikki Haley, obviously having served as ambassador to the UN, is really diving into these comments, saying that Trump is putting American soldiers at risk. South Carolina is a big military state, and so she's been really highlighting these comments at stops here and trying to kind of drive that home to voters. And we'll see whether that hits with voters. She's far behind in the polls to Donald Trump, but that's something that could play here in South Carolina.
All right, let's turn to President Biden, whose age is now top of mind for voters across the board since the special counsel's report. Realistically, what options do Democrats have for an alternative between now and Election Day? And is anyone planning on a plan B?
No plan B. In fact, you have a lot of Biden surrogates were out over the weekend on television trying to defend the president and kind of slamming the special counsel investigation for taking what they said was a gratuitous step in attacking his age. But it's interesting to note that there was a new poll out this weekend from ABC that showed that 86% of Americans said that Biden was too old for another term. Now, 56% of Americans said that Biden and Trump, who's also in his late 70s, are too old here. And that's something that we are hearing from voters time and time again, even those supporting the president concerned about his age. So as much as Democrats and the White House are coming to the president's defense here, voters are registering their concern.
Right. I mean, it's such an overwhelming majority. Just very quickly, yes or no, is it too late for Democrats to bring a plan B? Just yes or no. I got to let you go there.
He is going to be the nominee.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much.